Yeah, Jake Hamilton.
Hi.
Seriously, honored to be. I'm such a massive fan. So seriously, thank you. For
Jake
taking the
Hamilton,
time.
that's a good name.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
fake? Is that fake?
No, it's real. Jacob Hamilton, but Jake
Jake
Hamilton.
Hamilton, I like it.
Oh God, that's a cool.
Jake
story of my
Hamilton
life.
here.
Jake
I
Hamilton
think-
reporting. No, but honestly, people do ask me a lot if it's fake, and I go, no, I swear. I swear.
I might use that name in a movie one day.
Oh,
Jake
please,
Hamilton.
that
Jake
would be
Hamilton.
the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life if you actually do that.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I think my favorite collaboration in movies that I've seen in recent memory, Michael Bay and a drone camera. Just the shots were unbelievable. They were gorgeous. I'm curious, as a storyteller, what a drone does for you. And is there any movie that you've had in the past that you look back and go, it would have been great to have a drone on that one?
So there's not a lot of good drone operators in the world. Drones can be very boring in movies because they don't have the speed, the agility. The 13 Hours, I had some Swedish drone guys that were great. But I wanted to amp it up, and we didn't have a lot of money for this movie, and you don't have a lot of toys, so I'm like, okay, how can I reinvent how we use drones? And I found these drone racers, and I'm sure this style is going to be imitated in other movies. It was a little secret sauce we had, but these kids are some of the best in the world. They're 19 years old, and I would tell them things, and they're like, "You want us to do what?" I said, "Yeah, fly through the explosion." "You want us to go under a car as it jumps over us?" "Yeah." But they were amazing to watch.
It's amazing to see the final product, and it probably wouldn't be the first time that other directors end up ripping off your stuff. So, respectfully, there's a great moment in the movie that I love as a fan of yours, where a couple of characters name drop The Rock and name drop Bad Boys. Thinking about all the great characters of all of your films, which one do you think is the biggest Michael Bay fan?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Martin Lawrence could be.
I would watch that. I would
Martin
love
Lawrence.
to watch.
Martin, he thought I was crazy. "Mike, you're crazy. You're crazy." Yeah, he was. I mean, just working with him and Will, it's like, I mean, you probably cut this out and you give him more time for this because I'm just going to blab for a second. But he's like, we're driving down in our first movie. We're three punk kids in Miami, okay? And the studio didn't believe in the movie, and they're driving in a car. And we're on a camera car watching them, and Will Smith goes to him, "You driving like a bitch." And Martin goes, and then he says, cut, stop. And he's like, Mike, those are fighting words. I'm gonna punch him." He was serious. He was serious about him punching. And I said, all right, Will, don't say "drive like a bitch," please. All right. And then I give Martin some direction. I come around to Will, and I'm like, "Will, in the middle of the scene, I want you to call him a bitch, okay?" And we call action. And comedians always have to get the one up. All right. It's a competitive thing. And Will said that, and Martin came up with this great line that's like iconic in the movie. But anyway, you're asking the question why we do the quotes and.
Oh no, I just love that you do it, and I think I love the self-referential.
You know what it is? I did it because I think the younger generations that are seeing Bad Boys or whatnot, it's sort of cultish now. They can quote the movies better than me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So. And I thought it was funny because I know Dwayne Johnson, and we were kind of making fun of The Rock and Dwayne, whatever.
Yeah. Sidebar: Dwayne Johnson deserved an Oscar nomination for Pain and Gain. His work in that is.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
I have a bit of a strange question. So this is the 25th anniversary of 1997, which had to be a really interesting year in your career because you're 1 year off of The Rock, 1 year before Armageddon,
Right.
which had to be such an interesting time for you as a storyteller.
Right.
So what was that year? Even though you didn't have a film come out that year, where were you as a director, as a storyteller? I'm curious as to what this is the 25th anniversary of in terms of you as a person.
So it was wild. When I did The Rock, I got a lot of notoriety. When I did Bad Boys, first of all, no one believed in the movie, and then the movie came out, and crowds went wild. And it's the first movie with two black stars that worked overseas, so it sort of changed the game. And then I got The Rock, and The Rock was a big success, and you get notes from Spielberg and different people, and so it's like I was wondering what to do, and I was getting a lot of scripts, and this guy, Jonathan Hensley, a writer, came to me, and he had this one idea, and it was Armageddon, but it was basically the common man saving the world, which is a great wish fulfillment thing. And when I was young in college, I took a geology class, and he talked to me. He was a tectonic expert, world tectonic expert, and he said, if we have a nuclear war or whatnot, it's going to be the plumbers, the carpenters, doctors that are going to fix this world. And so I just thought it was a great kind of thing. The world exploded for me because we got on board with NASA.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought I could convince NASA to give me a space shuttle. I'm the only director in the world to ever be able to shoot on the pad twice, or even to ever shoot on the pad with the 2 loaded shuttles in 2 different movies.
And that space shuttle, I'm originally from Houston. That space shuttle that is by NASA is covered
Right.
now, so you can't even get that shot
Really?
anymore. I'm gonna say my dad was a roughneck, so living in
Right.
Houston
Yeah.
with my
Yeah.
dad who worked on the oil rigs when that movie
And we
came
were
out,
on
was
oil
the greatest
rigs. We were
moment.
flying to oil rigs. It was pretty wild.
Really quick, they're giving me the wrap. Obviously,
you can keep going for here.
We're obviously many of us heartbroken over the news of Bruce Willis, who's one of the greatest actors
Yeah.
we've ever had. Can you just tell me your thoughts on your experience working with him on Armageddon?
You know, Bruce was a real star, a real movie star. He was a little combative in the beginning because he didn't trust me. I'm still young, and Jerry Bruckheimer, my producer, said, "Show him some footage." I showed him some footage, and it was like he loved it, and I loved working with him. He's very funny. He's great at improv, and he really commands the screen. You know, so it's just sad news, and I heard it yesterday.
Mr. Bay, I've got to tell you, this is one of the greatest
Call
honors
me
of mine.
Bay. Call me Bay
Bay.
or Mike.
You can call me Jake.
Okay,
Sir,
Jake.
wait, if you put Jake Hamilton in a movie,
Right.
I would be beyond honored. Seriously,
All
it's an
right.
absolute
Thanks,
honor,
man.
sir. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.